hello Osceola County.
Get ready with us every morning and be prepared for the entire day ahead.
Hello, you didn't see that. I'm Professor Bodhi, aka Mr. Bonny John. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's Monday. It's the start of a new week, which is a start of a new week of development for POTEMPO, my own original concept slash take at Monster Tamers, collectibles, and all that kind of fun stuff. Hello, Joseph, welcome in, and hello, Masked Mon, welcome in. I just wanted to kind of drum up a little bit of hype. I guess not enough people might see this since we've got a bit of a slow start today, but that's okay. Hello, Draco, welcome in. So, after long awaited wait, the evolution for Tiger will appear in this weekend's video. I'll also be a part of a collaboration, so stay tuned to see this video and then the collab video. I just wanted to drum up, again, a little bit of excitement. While I won't be able to bring these guys in, you guys already saw that I still got to bring in some version of a tiger into POTEMPO, which is very exciting. And hello, Sketch, welcome in. So yeah, here's the planned kind of thumbnail, something simple, straightforward, and exciting. Otherwise, we can jump into today's design stream. As you guys can see, I've also changed the thumbnail approach because I got this YouTube message, right, from the YouTube Studio app, and I was looking at, hello Rec and hello Dingus, and I was looking at the other thumbnails, and they were okay, they work, but then also they absolutely do not work. I realized that I wanted to make sure that whatever the episode's focus, right, so in this case a Scarecrow, and you can go back and see all the thumbnail adjustments. I think I'm going to do another pass on thumbnails and put them all in a playlist for people to watch if they want to. But yeah, it should be a little more clear and easier to see, maybe be a little more eye-catching as well, so we can have more people join this journey of mine. Why does the pose of a Scarecrow make me think of Witch Burning? Maybe that could be put in, though a bit dark. Yeah, it's the idea is that, you know, not so much witch burning, but like it's exactly as it's described, right? It's only been made to be more creepier than what it's supposed to be, right? The idea is crows come and eat your crops, or in general, right? Different animals, right? It could be, I have deer that eat stuff in our backyard, and you have a scarecrow because it's a guy, and if you have the scarecrow standing like this with its arms at the side, it's not going to scare anybody. So naturally, you have your arms out, and this is very much a T-pose to assert dominance, right? Hello, Dr. Crowbar. So, what were you showing Tiger for? Well, that was the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail for this video in which I'm going to be answering your guys' questions for the 5K Q&A. I asked for the questions over on my YouTube community page, on my Twitter and Instagram. Thank you very much for those questions. The video is pretty much ready to go, so it was a fun and easy one to do, and it's a chance for me to put in designs that either got cut from a video or never got to be on my channel, or in the case of Tiger and them, I got to really twist up their designs. I don't want to say twist, maybe revamp them. No, that's not right either. They got buffed. It was fun to be able to look at those designs after a couple of years and just tweak them in subtle ways. So that's a sneak peek, and I think people will click on it because they've been wanting. Just last week I got a question asking me, where's Tiger's evolution? So Scarecrow died for our crops. Exactly right. So chat, this is what I worked on last week, which was a line originally meant to just be Garuda. And then I realized I could make Harpy fit in, and yet another pass. It took me literally maybe 2 hours off screen and stream, where I have now further, how do you say, whittled down the POTEMPO decks. So I still have about 150, including legendaries. It's a little more actually. Might be 151, 152, 153. But above all, the most important thing that I did, I realized I had way too many 3-stage lines, right? And so, thank you. I needed to bring them down because it was just way too many, and when too many options are there, it makes it hard for people to whittle down their teams. And above all, for the world building aspect and filling out the space of the world, I needed more 2-stage lines. So I nerfed a few 3-stage lines, kept a few strong ones still. I'll give you some fun adjustments. So Makara will now be a 2-stage line ending in a Gariel, Ghost to Prita, Rhino to Karkadan, Snake to Sashanaga. I'm gonna bring back Abominable Snowman and Yeti. If we finish today's early, I want to work on those guys. And then I'm gonna have a fish into a Ganges River Dolphin. I've got... Oh, I'm gonna be doing Rat into a Rat King / Plague Rat, and then Plague Doctor. I wanted to do more 2-stage splits as well. So Larvae into Fairy and Pixie is now a thing, rather than Larvae something Fairy Pixie. So that's another 2-stage line. Jack-o'-lantern to Scarecrow. Today will be a 2-stage line. The Dune Worm has been reduced to a 2-stage line. That way, because a lot of the pop culture guys were 3-stage lines, and it was just too much. So now, instead of a simple earthworm to a naked mole rat, that felt more like a Pokemon thing. I'm doing the Indus worm, which was this giant carnivorous white worm, apparently, that fought Alexander the Great in India. Indus worm into the Doom worm. So that works out. Single cell into virus will now be a xenomorph nod. It felt right. I love xenomorphs, and I don't really have an alien line, so this is my way to do virus. Godzilla, King Kong, Cthulhu inspired lines will still be 3-stage. The Owlbear has been nerfed to 2-stage line, but it is a 2-stage split. Owlbear will represent, so it'll start with bear to owlbear, and that will represent order, and then bear into a drop bear will be the chaos 2-stage line. So I really, really love the simplicity there. I'm doing a very fun concept here where I might adjust just a little bit. But I have a puppy that becomes a bulge, which is the Korean like spirit kind of dog. Puppy into tanuki, which is the Japanese. So in that case, the bulge is order and the tanuki is chaos. Then a cat that evolves into a Finnish firefox, and then a cat that evolves into Kate Seath, which is Irish. So I love that those parallels are 2-stage lines, both order and chaos. Firefox, the Finnish one, being order, and then Kate Sith becoming chaos of a 2-stage line. This one is pretty cool, although I think I might make it a 2-stage line, but it would be really cool if I could make this work. So I have a fish that will become something in the middle, and then becomes, and I might just make it the 2nd stage, but the Bake Kujira, which is a whale. It's like this cool spirit ghost whale. It'll be really cool. The Golden Bull becomes a satyr, which becomes then a centaur for the order, and then a minotaur for chaos. So I think that works for me. Spider Egg into Jorogumo or Scorpion Men. That's Japanese and Babylonian. You guys know the Hyena Basket from I forgot where, but it'll evolve into something called the Kishi or Were Hyena from Angola in Africa. You guys know I'm doing Bat into a Mananganal, which is a vampire from the Philippines. Snail/slug evolving into Lu Kahok. And then you got Turtle to Bigshi. I got Kirin still, Phoenix still. This one is a cool one, gang. I had a larvae into cocoon into a scarab based on Kefri from Egyptian mythology, but I was like, wait, I can split, those are bugs. I'm going to make order the scarab and then the Mothman, the chaos, because I have my repolar design that I've been wanting to repurpose. So repolar will be repurposed for this game concept, which I'm excited for. Then this will be a really fun and cute 2-stage line. I think it just needs to be simple, nothing crazy. A sea turtle that's going to evolve into Kamohaoli, which is this Polynesian shark god. I'd been struggling to figure out a Polynesian mythos to find and fit in. I love sharks, gotta do it. So I have now a Polynesian shark. Black Cat into Mishi Peshu or Tezcatli Polka. One will be order, one will be chaos. And yeah, that's pretty much most of the changes. I have a Wombat into a Bunyip as a 2-stage line. And then I have Dust Bunny will be a single, as I said. And lastly, as a nod to I guess the Fossilmons, I'm gonna do like a fossilized egg baby form, which becomes a terror bird. So the terror bird's a nice nod to Fossilmon because it's going to have feathers on it, but it's still a bird-like, but it's like dinosaur-like. So it's nice to have at least one kind of true dinosaur-inspired kind of creature that still fits a niche. And then its inspiration as far as mythology is prehistoric mythology. So yeah, I'm very pleased with this entire deck. There's so much diversity in culture, in animals. Now I have a solid set of 3-stage lines. I don't mind continually pulling away because it turns out in the original 150, how many 3-stage lines were there in Gen 1? It wasn't a lot. And mine, I had way too many. So with Generation 1, and this number is expanded because, you know, all the evolutions in Gen 2 and beyond, right? Especially Gen 4. So there we go. So 50% of all Generation 1 Pokemon are part of a 2-staged evo, and that's good for balance. So in Gen 1, there were only 16 3-stage. In my game, there's already 32, double that. I don't know if that's good or bad. You know, I suppose as I get closer to finalizing and doing that kind of stuff, you know, maybe lines are split apart, so there's more creatures in the game. Whatever it is, again, my goal and focus is to create something that, as if this is my one and only shot, right? I can't pretend like, yeah, I'm making POTEMPO and there's going to be POTEMPO 2 and 3 and 4. You guys have to understand, the creative world is deadly and cutthroat, and there's so much luck and timing and this and that and the other involved. It's silly for me to pretend like I can save a lot of things for a part 2. I can set up some things, but I want to put as much awesome things into this as I can. I can't pretend I'm going to even get to make this game, right? So there's that. Xenomorphs, woo, would we be doing the safer work, Tanuki? Definitely the safer work. Obviously not the NSFW not getting canceled. Hello, Spencer, welcome in. Excited to see the Rainbow Core become a thing. Super cool suggestion, hell yeah. Sketch there, Joseph. Why did you decide Chaos and Order? Because Chaos, Order, and Fair are the most obvious direction to kind of gauge personality tropes without doing like something Pokemon did, which was like hardy nature and this and that and the other, jolly, da da da. I was also, you know, even now with many of my TTRPG kind of talks inspired by D&D and the kind of alignment system. So it felt simple and easy enough for me to translate a way to give creatures a base level direction to take personality, right? And I also really wanted to play with the fact that the world isn't necessarily black and white. Even if I'm having you go in two extremes, right, in two spectrums, right, chaos and order, one way or another, that opens that conversation to say, is your heartbeat, you know, an evil creature just because it's chaotic, you know? There's a lot of cool stuff I can do there. Mummy Moth, I don't think it's going to be a Mummy Moth, but it would be cool to have two... I'm doing Mothman, which is mostly Western, right? American. So I figured, you know, it'll be fun to go in two different kind of directions. Although if there were Moth Egyptian kind of stuff and it was a cooler concept than Mothman, which is really just like a man as big, a moth as big as a man, right? Which shark is the POTEMPO going to be? I don't know yet. I think that I want to do something maybe of sharks that are associated with Polynesian culture, but it could be anything. It could be anything really cool. I want to make a cool shark. So, okay, gang, I've done enough yapping. Let's get started on today's prompt. I like your alignment system more than the D&D one. I mean, it's two different things. I very much appreciate D&D's because it's a far more complex game than mine, right? You need to have those levels. You can't really chalk it up. And more than anything, remember, those kind of things in D&D is always a suggestion anyway, right? I mean, not suggestion, but it's a good way to remind yourself of the path. It doesn't mean you have to stick to it, but ideally to help, you know, people, especially people who aren't role players, right? They're like, oh yeah, my guy is chaotic neutral. I could do this or I could do that. I would love to continue to expand the stuff that I've built. And once I'm more ready in my mind, after I've done enough designs, I could do something where I really just add a level of depth that right now I feel like my order and chaos are missing, but you know, that's again down the line. Chao isn't evil, order isn't good, lawful evil and chaotic good are things for reasons. Exactly. And I love, you know, seeing those distinctions, right? And it's really always cool to see. Let's get started, chat. Thank you for joining me today. I want to hear you guys tell me how your day went today. I got some work done, some commission work done. I worked on that video a little more that'll be coming up this Saturday that'll also be coming out alongside a collab video that I got to participate in. So please look forward to it. Hello, Kofi, welcome in. In Hawaiian religion, Kamali is a shark god and brother. Exactly. So I want to represent that with a really awesome shark. It could be, more than anything, I'm always interested in doing creatures and animals that Pokemon haven't gotten to yet, right? That'll give me a chance to, again, feel like I'm setting myself apart, right? Obviously, I'm not going to do some sort of like really snub-nosed kind of shark like Sharpedo is. Let's also a mark over here for you guys. So we're going to be working on a jack-o'-lantern, and I think this one's going to be a very simple design. And remember, for a two-stage line, it's not like you need to set anything crazy. But this is going to be very much in the line of like a mandrake, or in general, any kind of naturalistic creature. And it's fun that I'm doing these totem pole faces, because already with the way the wood warps and stuff, it kind of looks like it could be, you know, a pumpkin head, but it's not. And so I've been having all these kind of holes and such carved in. Why not, you know, keep it simple and just have this creature's face carved in. I do want it to be cute, so I don't want it to look too terrifying. And as I was responding to Draco and his response today for the question of the day, thank you to everyone who answers those, by the way, it always helps the algorithm. I said I want to do a mix of something, especially for the Scarecrow, that isn't obviously scary, right? Obviously scary is something that I find a little too cringe. I want to be able to do a design where the subtleness is crazy. Funny enough, the Wizard of Oz lantern Scarecrow puts me a little at unease, right? If you guys want to see scary Halloween costumes, look at Halloween costumes on Google of like kids, you know, decades ago when they first started trick-or-treating. Those were scary. I feel like there are other ways to inspire role-playing outside of the alignment system that feels limiting, but here it feels giving me more opportunities. I don't know. I want to hear those ideas though, to, you know, get that conversation rolling. I think, again, for D&D, it's more than enough to help. Again, with D&D, not every player is creative at expressing themselves. They might be shy or nervous or don't know how, and so that's what guidelines are for, right? There's an African shark god called Dakuwaka. Okay, cool. I will mark that on the side for sure. Dakuwaka. Quebiko, representing Japanese mythology, is a scarecrow who cannot walk but has comprehensive awareness. Really? Quebiko? I've never heard of that. Did they have scarecrows back then? I like what Daggerheart does for role-playing. Exactly. Yeah, Daggerheart's, I think, more for the more involved player, right? System feels like it gets a player thinking. Yeah, absolutely. Wizard of Oz Scarecrow is endearing to me. I saw that comment too, Dingus. Thank you for sharing your comment. He's endearing, but when I look at it, it just throws me off. Like, something about it feels really creepy. Fun fact, before pumpkins, the original jack-o'-lanterns were turnips, named for the Celtic tales of Jack of the Lantern, a man who made a deal with the devil to be unable to... Thank you. That's the kind of research that I need before jumping in. So it might be nice to maybe put like turnips in this design. Jack of Lantern. Yeah, feel free to give me backstories on these kind of things. Oh, that's perfect. There's a bogeyman like scarecrow called the Boobak. He's a skeleton scarecrow with a long back spine. Ooh, Boobak. See, so as of right now, I guess I'm using the scarecrow, like the generalized concept, but I don't mind baking in an extra layer, you know, if it is enough of a connection. Like Boobak feels like a perfect connection there, right? Continued. Jack, however, was a drunken and rude man, unable to get into heaven, forced to wander the countryside with a lantern made of turnips, inspiring the tradition. Would this jack-o'-lantern be carried around by the help of others? No, it's a POTEMPO, so it's a spirit, so he could probably, like, I don't know, do you guys, I feel like I want to make him hop. I think a hopping jack-o'-lantern would be cute. Remember, they're not going to be, like, true objects or anything, even if they look like it. I want them to, you know what, I guess it's simpler to just, maybe he could straight up just be, again, something that I've been doing is I'm having these faces, right? It could be very fun to almost make it look like, you know, like, ooh, you know what? You know when you, like, cut a jack-o'-lantern and the top part always got that little, like, brain surgery look? Maybe I can do something fun with that here. And let's just give him the, what do you call this? I'm not even gonna write jack-o'-lantern. We already know just by looking at it that it's a jack-o'-lantern. I could do cute things, chat, like giving it 2 legs like this and he's running around, which could be cute. I could maybe even make him, again, like a turnip, right? Maybe the top portion is kind of like the, what do you call it? Why is it orange thing? Pumpkin. Long back, says Sketch. Like, I appreciate the alignments for what I can provide my eyes. I don't know how to interpret those alignments. See, what I would suggest then is to look up characters, and they make it clear as day. It's much easier to understand. I mean, I do think it's straightforward, but it can be hard for different people to, you know, understand what the direction means. Look it up. There's a really good one that shows characters, like pre-existing characters in media, and that's how I came to, like, really understand it. And, like, for example, like, the Joker is a different kind of evil compared to, like, Darth Vader, right? There's a different level to, like, good guys, right? Like anti-heroes and whatnot. I also can see this jack-o'-lantern enjoy eating candy. Oh, he's cute. Maybe add the gooey seeds coming out, spilling into the ground. Stem. Hello, Mackenzie. Welcome in. The Balkan folk legend of leaving a pumpkin, sometimes watermelon, out during a full moon will result in a vampire. Makes me think of fangs and jack-o'-lantern cutout smile. Imagine 3 legs on this guy to make him look like a pumpkin on a stool. That's very cute too. I'm gonna write Balkans on the side here too. I promise I am writing a lot of this stuff that I see, because, you know, these first passes, chat, like, trust me when I say, when I come around to do the second passes, these things are gonna look so fun, cool, cute. You know, I really can't wait to show off whatever the next phase is. Who knows how long that'll be, though. I'm still working on Pokemon D&D on the side. That will launch the week after this, since I have the 5K celebration Q&A video coming out. So we'll look forward to that. Pumpkin and Pumbink? It reminds me of Vegetoid from Undertale. I've not played Undertale. I do want to play it, you guys. I know it's a really great game. Let's see. I guess for this guy's face. I do want to make it simple. I do want to make it cute. It could be nice to do something like, yeah, let's get bigger eyes. And he's a cute little guy. He looks like a McDonald's Happy Meal. I don't like this part right here. Okay, so here we have... Now, what do we do for the lower half? Cinderella Carriage was a pumpkin. Summerween Watermelon Jack-o'-lantern? What does that mean? I think Jack also tricked into turning into a coin that he placed next to his crucifix. So maybe trick or treat part. Wouldn't take the crossroad into the devil, agreed to never collect his soul. Upside down pumpkin with stem legs. Hikari, you big braining it there. Like, I understand what they are. Oh no, yeah, and that's not for personality, right? It's definitely meant to be moral code. So that's why I didn't want to compare D&D's moral system versus, like, and I guess maybe it's not really I mean, I'm calling mine alignment for now too, just to keep it in line. I've seen the top mount as a mount with little jagged teeth. Do you need a bottom half? I don't think so. I don't think I do. It could be literally as simple as this. Alright, you know what? Let me do... It could be a cool thing where maybe this is the real head right here. Where his quote-unquote brain is. Maybe... there's some interesting stuff that's rummaging in my head right now. Let's start putting color down and see how it goes. So, the obvious thing to do is light this guy up from inside. You know what, so maybe... And I do want to, for the second pass, I do want to at some point really play with the idea of I want to really play with the notion, rather. I guess notion and idea is the same thing. But I want to play up the kind of variety of totem heads, right? Like, for example, my jellyfish POTEMPO is like, what? Submerged into the gel-like body, right? Oh, he looks cute. Yeah, this definitely tracks. Wait, I guess actually it would look like that. Kind of looks like Ghastly. I gotta be careful there. It's probably the fangs there, so let me switch it up. Let me do this. Yeah, that looks good. It's cute.
Work goes smoothly when you know the right steps.
I'm gonna have to figure out what to do exactly with his body. If he needs a body. Again, he's a pumpkin. He's David S. Pumpkin. I don't think he needs to really Ooh, you know what I could do, chat? Maybe the inside could be like a blue flame or a green flame to kind of denote like an otherworldly kind of vibe. And I think that would probably be better, just because you're gonna have a lot of orange, right? But again, as I've talked about a lot of design, let me put this stuff down and we will see what exactly the design needs once I design this guy, right? And see how that goes. Because this looks pretty good. Let's catch up with chat. Okay, I think I like it more without legs. I haven't even drawn legs, Alex. Maybe it has roots for legs that lets it crawl around, maybe. Summer Venus from Gravity Falls, that's where I heard it from. Hello, person with internet. How's everyone doing? You heard them. Welcome back in. Meh. Pumpkaboo and this thing are besties. Oh, that sucks. I like your alignment system since it provides more ideas for POTEMPO. All the ordering kits are really awesome. Thank you, thank you. Maybe you could have small embers for eyes. Are the eyes flickering flame? It could be, but I'd have to figure out a way to sell that here. Again, I think I should probably make the inside maybe like green hollowed eyes. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe like little squinty eyes above the cut mouth directly before the sun. Random IE. Maybe you can have the evolution where you need to stack several POTEMPOs on each other to form a totem pole of potempos that fuse together. That is a cool idea. I like what someone else said about seeds gushing out. It would be cute to have them barfing it up. See, but the thing is, adding that kind of movement here, I'm trying to understand what, like, how exactly that transitions out. Other than looking gory, which isn't bad, but can I use this potempo spirit for my pumpkin pie recipe? Absolutely. Little leaf hands or feet? Yeah, it could be. I feel like it's probably just gonna be like this. You know, I don't think I want to make it too any more detailed than it needs to be. Let me do this. I think I know how I want to do this, chat. I'm going to do... Okay, let's get this orange here. I don't like how dull this brown looks. Let's bump it up just a little bit. Hello, KK. Welcome in. All right. Now let's go ahead and make the inside green. The green will look really nice with the orange. Oh yeah. It gives also like a ghostly kind of vibe, doesn't it? Ooh, I like this. It really does feel like ghastly though. That's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off. And I definitely don't want it to feel like ghastly. I know I'll have enough at some point people saying, oh, this Potempo looks like this Pokemon, or this Potempo looks like that Pokemon. Could be the triangular eyes, actually. So let me see if maybe I do something like this. Ooh, you know what? I can have it open like this. And it's like this singular... Oh, that's cute. Ooh, wait a second, you know what? Instead of the... Instead of the stem, I'll have like the fiery hellfire kind of coming out, and it kind of makes it look like the stem. So there you go. There's like a... I could give it in that case, if in the same way its body is carved, or its head is carved, I could have openings where, you know... I'm gonna make this a more warmer orange. There we go, that looks better. Oh, you know what? Frick, it's the wide mouth also. Let me see if I can push this shape all the way. I know, chat, also, I have to stop worrying about what people think. Can you tell I have a lot of social anxiety? Yeah, floating head, although this guy would be bouncing around, you know? We haven't done one with more than 2 eyes. I haven't, and I just... Well, no, that's not true. I've done the Mushroom Order Potempo, and he has got a lot of eyes. Green gives it a necrotic poison vibe. Hell yeah. Green looks so good. Yeah, I agree. Bombkin. Okay, yeah, that works. Now, let's see. So I've got my... You know what? I feel like I can even add this kind of teal blue in here too. You see that? And maybe that means I make... Okay, let's see. I'm looking up jack-o'-lanterns. Some of these designs are really cool. I like the surgery that's happening at the top. I wonder if there's anything cool I can do. Okay, let me do... Oh, you know what? So we did have turnips too. Turnips have these two... Okay, actually, you know what? Let me do turnip jack-o'-lantern. So I can show you. Oh my god. So here are some turnips made into jack-o'-lanterns based on our little thing we learned today. I wonder, maybe the direction is so it could be that the body looks like, I guess then people are gonna be like, oh, then that looks like Oddish. There's no running from Pokemon. Let that be the lesson, chat. Okay, so let me try if I do something like this, the turnip body. Yes, remember to like the video, even if you're not enjoying it, just pretend you are. Thank you for that, Andy, I appreciate you. All right, let's go ahead and see if I do something like that. And I kind of like the idea of like a purple top, because turnips have like a nice purple color. And it would be a nice way to switch up. Oh, you know what? It could be a turnip that becomes... I'm gonna have a pumpkin on my Scarecrow's head. So it could really work if it becomes at least some sort of transition there. You know? Let me do... And then I'm looking at... Okay, I can add a little bit of brown here. Let's see how this leg is gonna work. Oh, you know what? In reality, turnips are kind of wide. Kind of cute. So turnip into... It makes sense, right? The original jack-o'-lanterns were turnips. And so there's like a nice thing where the turnip becomes the pumpkin in the next design. I really like this shape too. But now how do I make the legs? Green Goblin's favorite POTEMPO, exactly. Dude, streams count towards watch time? Absolutely. That's why comments and everything else really help as well. Does it need legs, or could it hop on one big coiled root? Maybe like slither like a snake. That's true. That frame of Y-Boy had me laughing. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think it, it doesn't need to have legs or like traditional locomotion. The only reason is I don't want, again, like the Ghastly connection, It did remind me of Ghastly quite a bit. Floating disembodied turnip hands like Haunter. Yeah, exactly. I can't do that for sure. It just drills around. Could you imagine? It doesn't necessarily need... But let me... I'm almost there. Okay, so I have a turnip. Now, see if I do legs. What the hell, boy? Look at this. Yeah, turnip. Turnips. Hey, turnips have roots but kind of looks like a top. Ghastly is much different. Here's the thing. I can think that. You can think that. I think the whole of people... Again, I know better than to let people... These future bullies who are going to say, Bonnie, POTEMPO is a ripoff, you're a hack, you're this, you copied it, already live in my head rent-free. If you give it hands and feet, it'll look like a Gengar. That's true, but there's always a way. There's no reason to ever give up doing anything. That's what exploration's for. So let me see. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You know, that's what design is. Can't leave any rock. What is it? You gotta turn over every rock or something like that. Ooh. Oh, you know what? I can give him... Yeah, let me give him a little nose like that. Dang, yeah, part of me would have loved to just give him hands, but that's straight up honor. Leafy hands? Just don't worry about it? No can do, brother. That's what a designer is supposed to do. Exhaust every option. Not releasing anything ghastly? Have to activate your third eye. And not to mention, yes, now it's looking a little different, but before it definitely was. Alright, so here we have... You know what? I'm not going to give it any legs. I like it being a turnip. It still looks like a jack-o'-lantern. That's the main thing. And in fact, by making it a turnip, it's a lot more interesting because the shape looks like a top, and he probably does spin around or at the very least hop. And that's fun and different and interesting, right? We'll give him the orange here to further invoke pumpkin, you know? And again, I gotta really sit down and just figure out how exactly the color and paint on these totem faces work. That's gonna be a whole thing. I gotta sit down and write a design document. Could be, oh, POTEMPO belonging to this domain use these colors. Or I just come up with like an arbitrary system where these colors just simply look good on the design, right? Hold on, let me do... I think I'm gonna do something like that, where the black, as much as I like the green, oh wait, you know what, maybe it could look like, ooh, and he's got the carved face, but like the eyes continue. Yo, let's go. Oh, hell yeah, dude! This color palette looks awesome. Bonnie, did you know if you rub 2 quartz crystals together it glows? Is that true? Could try making hands coming from his mouth. That might be a bit much, Armani. Welcome in. Beyblade, let it turnip! What's the little specks above the wood? Under the stem? Oh, that's just under the stem? Yeah, are there? It's probably just not cleaned up is all. Bro, the color palette looks great. The orange, the purple, the white. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna make it more pink. And so this jack-o'-lantern becomes the pumpkin that we know for the, what do you call it? Scarecrow. The Scarecrow. I can't wait to like properly render a lot of these and just evolve even further as an artist. It's cool because, like I said, the wood grains make it feel even more like a pumpkin, of which it's not, but it's clearly referencing. Okay. Solo leveling, enjoy. Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. Maybe give it implied eyes like a pumpkin. No, I think it's still good. Silly in case gremlin guy. Hell yeah. Toxic, welcome in. No to the right side. Spookykin? Will its next stage be a bumpkin pumpkin? It could be a farming scarecrow. Yeah, I think the vibe will be farming scarecrow for sure. It's true, it's called tribal luminescence. Rubbing 2 quartz creatures creates a faint life. Oh snap, that's pretty damn cool. Actually, I wonder if that's something I can use for a potential creature. Oh, another update. You know, I was like thinking about, for example, by making the Dune Worm a 2-stage line, I, you know, was like, again, looking at and thinking about, what do you call it? I was thinking about, oh yeah, retconning like previous lines, you know, what do I need to remove to like have less 3-stage lines? Who could be a 3-stage? Who should be a 2-stage? What are the rules, so to speak, right? The way I have it now is many of the 2-stage lines will still like feel kind of complete, and the 3-stage lines are mostly all designs who they pretty much look humanoid, as if to say like the third form is like the representation of like human level intelligence and ability, as if like that's kind of the goal for life or something, right? And that's why a lot of the humanoid characters are, you know, 3rd stage. You won't really see too many 2nd stage creatures. So to give you a comparison, Lucario in my universe would probably have been a 3rd stage, because he's so humanoid. And so I was like thinking, okay, there's a lot of these creatures that I need to what's the word, like needs to have some sort of like ideally representation in mythology. So I was like thinking, what could I make that rock spirit, right, that was going to become the Jotun, the fire and the ice Jotun from Norse mythos? And I think I'm gonna make it Carbunculo, or the Carbuncle. Feels like it's a right thing because it's like a mining kind of mythology. Mining is happening, mining you do in caves and mountains, so it really worked out. So that's a little update, because I was, as of right now, I was like, oh, it's oh, this is like Dustclops, so let me do like that. Actually, do I like, I could do that. That looks a little goofy. All right, cool. This came out a lot better than I expected. I did not expect it to go in that direction. Okay. Hello, welcome in, No Monkey. It is a radish. I also finally finished my Deoxys baby form. Nice, good work. Yes, chat, if you are in the Discord and you want to submit your art for the April prompt, please do so, and make sure you leave what do you call it, permission, so I can post it. I'll probably post it for well, May 1st. By the way, I'm going to be doing some Pokemon art on the stream, which is for the next month's prompt, which is to evolve single stage Pokemon. So if April flowers bring May showers, if we worked on baby Pokemon for April, I want to evolve a single stage Pokemon, or in general any Pokemon that deserves an evolution for the May prompt. And so I'll be working on that on May 1st rather, so I can advertise the Discord and just let everyone know what the new prompt is. I think I want to, and I'll just describe the idea now. I think I want to make a Spinda evolution, but it'll be a drunken fighter, you know, weaving and moving around, and it'll be a red panda. Kind of like a Mian Xiao kind of movement, but like even more crazy. So it should be really fun. I'm going to do that very, very soon. Not all third stage Potempo are going to be humanoid. Correct. For example, the Ocklet is not. You know what? I'm wondering who else isn't. There is, don't worry, there is still a lot that isn't. Oh, they're just reflection? Turnip? It's a turnip. Hello, is that a radish? Oh, it does look like a radish or a turnip, right? It's okay. Little guy with the radish shell kind of looks like it is a mustache. Free comic book days coming up. Alex writes, do you read any comics? I used to read a lot of manga, and I did use to read not a lot of comics. I didn't have a lot of access to comics, but I liked reading like X-Men comics when I was a kid. One of my buddies actually here in Florida, he's going to be, he has a manga out, and so it's called Yellow Stringer if you want to support it. He's going to be at some sort of book signing, so I'm going to see if I can get over to there. I think it's May 4th. But yeah, other than that, I kind of read manga. I have stuff that I have to read still. I think one of my favorite comics / manga is definitely Scott Pilgrim. I got the set. I have Nausicaa that I want to read. What about you, Alex, and chat? Let me know if you're big on comics. Already cooking up some ideas for May? Very good, No Monkey. Nice, nice, nice. Smeargle Evo. Yo, let me tell you, Sketch, I'm telling you right now, Smeargle getting an Evo guaranteed in Pokemon Plaza. Legend ZA, guaranteed. Awesome, fantastic to know. Is the green the teeth only mouth open, or is the entire mouth? Like right now, I'm kind of picturing like the singular orb of fire. It's kind of just like this amalgamous kind of entity. Let me do it like this so you can kind of see the fire kind of connecting, you know? It just kind of looked like it's got a mustache. It's got a lot of personality. It's got a little nose. Ooh, wait, you know what? Maybe the nose can cut in like this. There you go. Thanks, I can't unsee. Oh no, don't say that. Who said that? Damn, you know what? I don't want people to make that connection. So let me... How do I make it? Maybe it's just gotta be a big... Yeah, let me do a big no. Oh, I mean, that looks cool too. May the 4th be with you and to you too. Never read too many comics? Gotcha. It's not for everyone. Looks more to like a skull to me. Masked man? Yeah, it's definitely a skull. Obviously, like Jack-o'-lantern's supposed to be, but if one person, and that's what I'm saying, like, even if people here doesn't think it looks like Ghastly, if one person says it's Ghastly, then it's Ghastly. So if one person says, and I'm not going to say that dictator's name, I don't want it to be associated with that, so I'm going to try and see if I can get something else. I'm not about to get canceled over a pumpkin. I wonder if this flip will look any good. It does look a little cuter this way. You make the nose green like the eyes, you could probably look more like a part. Yeah, you might be right. Let me see. It's not ghastly for now. Yeah, it's not ghastly, it's not. I think I'm hyper aware of it because, you know, as an artist, I have a ton of visuals in my head, you know. Oh, here we go. It's a little more basic looking, but this might be the way to go. And you know what? If it's cute, it's cute. It makes the jump into something more creepy even better. You know? If something's scary and it becomes scary, what's the point? Like, it's not as exciting, right? He looks a little too cheerful, actually. Pumpkin pie? Anything for you, Sketch. If you want to turn into pumpkin pie, be my guest. Be my guest. Okay, let's see. The green, it does add pop. I mean, I could also just make it... Oh, you know, I don't hate the black like that. Did Mr. M have to have a typical mustache and not a Charlie Chaplin because it's the same? I have no idea. Funny enough, Jordan had a really short stash like that for a little bit. Ooh, what if I make his eyes like right here? Oh no, that looks like a pig nose. Hey, what's up, JC? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Imagine they're a different card face. Oh, that would be sick. That would be sick, right? Like a way to... Ooh.
Shopify helps you sell at every
Hold
stage
on,
of your
maybe
business.
it's something
like
like
that,
this.
Let's put it online and see what happens stage.
And the site is live.
That we opened a store and need a fast checkout stage. Thanks. You're all set. That count it up and ship it around the globe stage.
This one's going to Thailand.
And that, wait, did we just hit 1 million orders stage?
What's up, Zach? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I mean, to me, that awkward smile is kind of scary and candy. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Potem pie, that's delicious. Will there be any food related? As of now, no. Like I was listing off earlier, I think I've got like the perfect batch. I have only like one object mon, which is like this guy mostly. I've got like one fossil mon to pay homage, things like that, right? Dang, I'm kind of losing everything that I liked about him. Let me see how far back I can go. Alright, let me play around here, maybe. I like that smile. There's something I like about this, too. I know I was just saying, oh, it's okay if he's cute, but he does look cool this way. And sometimes rule of cool is more important. Right, chat? It's a little basic looking, but it shouldn't look like a stash now. I could also do things like... I could even just leave it like that, which equally looks creepy. I could do 2 to make it look like a skull nose. This is how I had it before, right? Ooh, it could be cool if maybe the eyes extended up like this. Let's leave that for now. I don't love the face, but there's always room for improvement. There's a lot of things I can do with this design. All right, I'll leave it like that. Like one can like this on stream while another can look like a Tim Burton donkey. You know what opportunity this brings up? A headless horseman. I talked about it. I did talk about it last stream, but I don't see a way I can make it work without it being like a POTEMPO riding another POTEMPO. And that direction I don't like. And like, say the closest thing, and I mentioned it last time, would have been something like a centaur without a head, you know? So it might be something that I'd have to introduce in another region, like an evolution to this line, because I really don't want to make any more 3-stage lines. As I said at the top of this stream, I mentioned I have way too many. I had way too many, and I already knocked down a whole bunch, because I was proposing a Dullahan line for this, but it would be, again, another 3rd-stage line, and it's like, I don't want to have a horse and then there's a guy riding the horse, you know? Headless horseman, maybe when he sleeps the green flame extinguishes, falls to the ground. Yeah, it'll probably, yeah, I mean, maybe it could tuck itself in, and yeah, if it needs to sleep. And that's the thing, I don't even know if POTEMPO need to sleep, right? I gotta figure that out. This guy's got that goofy smile kids do when they're forced to have their pictures taken. Does he? I feel like he just looks mischievous. He just looks like, you want to be careful with this guy. I've seen that. My nephew's kind of doing it here and there, and I'm like, no, he's becoming too aware. Ooh. Hold on. Maybe it's like this extended smile like that. Ooh, I like that a lot better. And he'll just bounce around. Maybe the pupils could be purple. Let me see. No. Don't hate that. Oh, you know what? It could be nice to have triangular shapes and then the rest of the face is like squared inside. Cute and menacing Cheshire Cat grin, exactly. Although if you're doing it, perhaps you can take the knuckle of as inspiration rather than a man to horse. It's a man fused to the horse. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting too. And it is, you know, I don't have to make it gory, right? I could find a way to make it work, but again, I've already got too many 3-stage lines. It's a good opportunity to do it, but I think I could see myself doing a very Gen 2 approach for a lot of creatures where it's like, hey, you remember this guy, you know, in this region it's able to evolve into something else, you know. I feel like this POTEMPO would be the type that tries to scare people but fails every time. Probably. I could see him being a little cutie. But everyone watching here is like the stream. That's true. Thank you, Mod JC, doing big mod things. Anyone participating in the April prompt? Exactly. We're almost at cutoff. JC is going to make sure you guys all turn it in. Although I don't accept late assignments, so, you know, May 1st, I'm posting. So, oh, tomorrow's the last day. It's May 30th is the last day, so tomorrow's your last day. This POTEMPO is cool for my restaurant menu. It was like that before you narrowed the eyes? Okay. Anyway, there's probably a million permutations that I can do for this guy. So I'm gonna move on, because I can only whittle away so much. And actually, you know what? I want the top shape, so I'm gonna bring it back to like this. Let me bring it up just a touch. I'll do a little flip because I haven't yet. You know what? I also want to maybe make the ectoplasm kind of like longer, because radish or turnips or whatever this is, they can have long. My dog ate my homework. No! It's like a chihuahua that doesn't realize it's a big bad wolf, and it'll evolve not into a big bad wolf per se, but a scarecrow feels like the right level to be like a and so, like I was saying before, very humanoid creatures are usually realized in the third stages of my line. So I like that this guy right here becoming a scarecrow, right? A scarecrow is not a real human. It makes sense that, you know, it's a third stage, or excuse me, a second stage where it's like a human but not really. There's something fun about that, right? Okay. It was actually me. Oh, Zach, why? Why would you do that? Okay. Ready? So now, it's Scarecrow time. So, the Scarecrow... There's a number of ways I can tackle it. I would say that, you know, there's kind of a general look that scarecrows have since gotten, right? They might be wearing a hat, they might be wearing plaid, they might carry a weapon. I'm going to like lean into a few of the tropes, right? Because part of, you know, creating these kind of characters is, you know, straight up leaning into things that are immediately recognizable. Pumpkin is such a thing with the jack-o'-lantern like approach, right? Where the totem face is more pumpkin-like, whereas the body itself is a turnip. Now, I guess in that case, let me get the pumpkin face. And I'll say that, you know, this guy, it's not like he's super strong. It's not like he's particularly an awesome fighter. I think the idea is that he is, and this might make it a better story that like down the line he gets an evolution where he's like trying to be human, kind of like the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz in another game. You know, like that storyline gets to be continued rather than, you know, doing everything in the first game. kind of want to do a thing where maybe his head is like split like that, so he can have a you know what, I kind of want him to be like a shambling zombie type. So he could, you know what, he could have like, yeah, a straw body maybe, because I don't want him to have clothes, you know. And he'll have like straw. Oh, you know what? He could have like what do you call that? Like vines for hands, because that's like a natural thing that you could, you know. And the claws could really come out. Something like that feels right. Hello, Oni, welcome in. I thought the Scarecrow in Oz wanted to be smart. Is that true? I might be making some stuff up. You might be right. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But ideally, I think for my version of the Scarecrow is that, like, you know, maybe he's not like realized, right? He's like trying to be a person, but Scarecrows aren't people. They're meant to look like people, right? So I think that's, I think, the storyline here. Straw is often rolled into hay bales. Very true. The body could absolutely be like a hay bale. We do need to break it up with color and shapes and such. So here's like the hay bale for the body. Could have it this. Scarecrow, brain, Tin Man, heart, lion, brave. Got you. I'm thinking about it. Looks like the turnip was pulled off the ground and still has dirt on it. Yeah, that was what I was trying to go for. I want to simplify designs, so maybe, you know, in the final it may not have that. Because it's not like it truly lives in the dirt, it's a spirit, right? It could still have the appearance of it. But it might just be stronger this way, because there's already so much brown on the body. It could be like the tiniest bit of brown, or something like that. Yeah, that looks a little better balanced. You want a brain? This one wants brains! Indeed. Carter's the Cowardly Dog tastes amazing. Hey, yo! This might have to be on the team. Hell yeah, brother. Scarecrows are also associated with cornfields a lot right now, true? Imagining a hat sticking out of the top of its stem. I'm assuming you don't want to incorporate... Yeah, like, I want to see what I can do. Like, there are, like, time and places, right? Like, I could see myself adding, like, corn husks kind of thing here to create, like, a collar. But, again, I really don't know what the direction for a lot of my creature design is going to be. I'm feeling like it may get closer and closer to Pokemon and things like that. Like the typical tamer kind of stuff, because there's a reason why it's successful, right? Like, visuals work, connections and through lines, all that works, you know? I could maybe have its mouth be like pumpkin guts, you know? Or pumpkin seeds, rather. I'm gonna keep just kind of messing around, putting down colors and stuff. It's kind of important, right? Because that's the way I can block in details. So yeah, look, here the through line, like where the smoke was kind of escaping before, becomes a proper, you know, stalk, right? Is that what you call it, or a stem? You want to see the Scarecrow? Why would you want to be human? You look much better than you are right now. Which is why if he evolves into a Knucklevi and he's like a twisted, creepy version, he's like, I tried, and he's just creepy and like, it will look pretty cool. Maybe, you know what? He doesn't need a nose. He could just look like that. His head is not proper shaped, and his head is too big. Yoink. Yoink. Ooh, imagine. It'll look like vomit though. I was like thinking it could just be like hanging out of his mouth like his pumpkin seed drool. Nah, it's too much. I do like the idea of this kind of rotating all the way around. Let me know what you think so far, chat. It's pretty basic for now. Let's see how I can get it to be a little more interesting. Yeah, it's okay if he looks naked. He is naked. It's just a scarecrow. I'm gonna take this green actually, and I'm gonna make that the color of his beanstalky, viney hands. Let's catch up over here. Kuredi-ko, Shinto god of folk wisdom, knowledge, and agriculture is represented in Japanese mythology as a scarecrow. He cannot walk but knows everything about the world. What does he look like? I didn't realize, as I was saying earlier, that scarecrows were that long. He got a ponytail. I was looking forward to a creepy POTEMPO. This hits all the spots for me. This music fits the POTEMPO. Let me get my plate ready. Hell yeah. Bondy thinks Kevin to be a mouth breather. Oh my god. What do you mean his head's too big and not the right shape? Pumpkins be many shapes and sizes. I mean proportionate wise. It's missing something cute and or goofy. Could we have spider legs? Hell no. Maybe a shiny off-note colors of white pumpkin. Oh, that would be really cool. That would be really cool. It could also be a rotten pumpkin where it's just brown, but yeah, brown might not be as exciting. So I've been working on my own project. I love seeing it take shape. Are you using anything like Milanote? No, you were telling me about Milanote. I have been instead creating pages in InDesign. That's been kind of my holding place alongside Google Docs. Because yeah, my goal is to, you know, get this to be seen, and there's a reason why things like Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, like, they work as TV shows to help sell another thing. So making a game is hard, making a game is expensive, making anything is expensive. I would love to create everything that I can for this series that like help it fit a whole niche of different kinds of mediums. So I want to pitch this at some point as like an animated series as well, like a kids TV show. And if that does well, then like making a game feels a lot more easier. Conversely, I could, you know, do two things at one time. I could create my pitch document for the TV show. And why I want to do that, obviously, is just a smart business move. But it's also just a way for me to build out the world more, right? If I create my own take on a character who's like Ash Ketchum, who isn't in the games, but still represents what I want the hero to be like, right? I get to design locales and all this other cool stuff. Like, that'd be really, really great. I guess maybe the Hail can... Hail? The Hay... Because he was Hay Bale, I was trying to say. I'll just do that instead. Yeah, this doesn't have to be anything more insane, and I think it's going to be a perfect two-stage kind of line, you know? For a lot of my two-stage lines, it's tricky because, especially if it's like certain mythological things, I don't want something that feels like too powerful to feel like it should end in a second stage. Like Keating, for example, I kind of do want to make it a two-stage, but it seems like too powerful to not make it a three-stage. I might change my mind on a lot of these things, but that is something I think about, you know? I'm a sucker for any design chat where it's like super large and imposing arms. Like, he's dragging them along because they're so heavy, but when he does whip them, you want to stay away, right? It could be nice to do something like spikes. Oh, it could be cool if I made like the head kind of like floating to show that's not truly attached to the body, so that one day, if and when it evolves into a Dullahan or a Nuklevy type of thing, it's like it was never attached to begin with, you know? Or say I do feel really inspired to do a Dullahan or something. I'll just see if I can knock out another creature who is going to be a third stage, and then make it this thing. But I do like the idea that like certain characters, I want to leave room for certain characters to evolve, you know, in the future. You want to set up things where people are like, oh man, why didn't they evolve it? And then they realize like, oh, okay, they didn't evolve it now, but like at least it gives you something to look forward to, right? I'll make its tongue like textured, like it's... That'll be creepy enough, right? And it'll be split in two halves, so the mouth isn't like truly connected. So the head is like just floating. The legs, by the way, are gonna be like wooden, just wooden kind of stumps, feels right. And since we're gonna probably finish this design sooner than later, we can work on one more design on stream, and I think I know what I want it to be, chat. It's one that got a video title, and he didn't even get created properly, so that's your hint. Anyone know what I'm talking about? 50 points to your house if you get it right. Oh, his face kind of looks like Trappage. I gotta figure it out. Where the flames go? That's true. I could bring back the flames. I love the Scarecrow. Let's go. Spider-Leg's gonna be really bad gas. No. I'm working on vertical slice. After that, I'll use to pitch. Nice and smart. Pale and ice Scarecrow. Ooh, ice Scarecrow. That's it. Looks cuter. Onto my corn husks. Needs more turnip. Where'd the turnip spit go? Nay, nay. Much of POTEMPO is the sum of all of its parts. So just like in real life, the turnip was the original jack-o'-lantern. They've been since replaced by pumpkins. So that's what's happened here. The turnip body slash face has now transformed just like Halloween has. This is the updated kind of thing. So just a little bit of depth for people when they like look into it and they're like, oh yeah, why was it a turnip? And then they do the research, like, oh shit, that's why Bonnie did that. I guess, you know what, I'll do like let's see. Yeah, let's do the Yeti some justice. Yeti, 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 Jotun. Maybe instead of a neck, he has 2 vine horse reins from his mouth. More horse elements. Points to your house. But Bonnie, I don't watch Star Wars. Looks like an angry Trappage. Just kind of keep it kind of here. I didn't really notice the Trappage similarities. That's what I'm saying. My mind is always seeing things, which is good because I want to avoid things like that. Can the Scarecrow have a ghostly farmer cowboy hat? As much as I would love to give it a hat, that's just too, I think, on the nose. But you know, when I get around to a second pass, if somehow there's a world where, you know, there's more humanoid elements, which isn't my favorite thing, but if it works, it's not something I, you know, I wouldn't be against. Alright, now how do I make this an interesting and scary looking head? Oh, well, for starters, the head is a little big, but it is fun. It does feel like a second stage. This is really cool. I feel like this is just a very unique... What do you guys think? Bigger head or smaller head like that? I think that's too big. It is endearing to me, but it makes him look younger. This feels right proportionally, actually. Smaller, biggie, small head, move up a bit, or at least bigger, smaller. Ooh, it's really split, which is nice. size will definitely get kind of sorted out for a second pass as well. I'm gonna try and bring the groin down. Alright, the trap-inch face is now the next thing that's kind of beating my ass. What about the horse reins idea? Fills in empty areas? Yes, but... feels a little out of place for me, even if it does set up something that's far in the future. If it doesn't... If the context feels out of place without, like, a nod to what it's gonna become, it'll feel a little random. I gotta figure out... Ooh, I kind of like it this way. Really love the big vine arms, contrast. Yeah, I like it a lot too. I think the body... Yeah, the body could still... Yeah, I think that's a little better. I want to bring this... You know what? Let me see if I can just make him a little lankier. Yeah, that's gonna be a little better. The second pass for this guy will be really awesome. I want the... Okay, so... Developing these, trying to look at it and make it 3D. I'm having some trouble picturing how... how the vines, how they're coiled up, how they're gonna look. But, and that's a problem for future Bond. What if the vine leaf tail like an imp? A vine leaf tail. Oh yeah, it could have vines, right? For sure. Three-way draw, DK looks cool, less trap inch, more scary. Definitely a lot putting a scale reference, it might help you. Agreed. Horse reins wrapped around the body like twine that keeps the body together. Dex entry of how the turnips steal the rein to help keep this scarecrow together in place. Ties back to not fully humanish. I like that. He looks awesome so far. Never mind the longer torso looks cooler. Yeah. It makes it a bit uncanny. You know what I could do? So the horse rein things, it doesn't really have to be horse reins, right? I think it's more like it just could just be general vines, and just like say a wicker man or any kind of straw or anything. It could be cool to do something like it's like wrapped around the body like that. It doesn't have to look like horse reins, but like if you guys ever seen voodoo dolls and it's just like markings and stuff, like I could just simply make it that it looks like in the next rendition, or rather the next stage, the horse reins are the, what do you call it? The vines are the horse reins. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be exactly that. The SCARECROW POTEMPO looks badass. I would put on my team. Nice. So maybe the second region evolution is more humanish and adapted to their... Exactly. And as I was saying, Mackenzie, earlier, right? The idea then becomes the... It kind of continues the feeling that the third stages are always the most humanoid for a reason, right? It's like they're trying to become humans because like humans were kind of like the pinnacle of the creatures of this world. You know, when we see humanoid characters, we do what? We're able to like empathize with them more because they look, even if they're not exactly the same as us, they still feel closer to us than we would think otherwise. So it's cool that like the Dullahan might, you know, evolve in a way that's trying to be like the Garuda, right? Or the Minotaur, which is a third stage guy. I have, for example, let me cook. I know this looks goofy. So for example, I have I think it's called Jurogumo and the Scorpion Men. They have like a really long Mesopotamian name. They are also humanoid, but the reason why I'm letting them be the second stage is to further educate the people of how the world operates. So while... Nope, that doesn't work. While they evolve to be somewhat humanoid, their lower half is more animal-like. So they'll have human top, but they still have the arachnid bodies of a scorpion, respectively, for the order side, and the chaos evolution will be the spider body. So it still keeps in theme of the story, right? Sorry I'm late. This looks guys awesome. Thank you, Jelly, and welcome in. The vines could work like a belt. They could, but again, I don't want again, super humanoid kind of things, right? I don't mind if the vines may become like straps in some capacity to make it look like again, like maybe a voodoo doll of like made of straw, and they wrap things around, right, to like tuck in hay and whatnot. Found my partner POTEMPO. Hell yeah. So cool. This is my friend. This POTEMPO is feared by humans in the Age of Plague, resulting in people of many towns burning down its wicker body in city squares. It'd be cool to mess around with the light shape, still narrow but bent like you see on satyrs. And I was thinking that earlier when I was just designing right now. How are POTEMPO categorized? Is there a diary or some type of log that people in the world use to gain knowledge? I think I will do that. That's like a classic kind of thing. The POTEMPO was a name early on, but I think that's maybe a little too silly. You know what could be really creepy? Honestly, maybe to get rid of that vibe, maybe it's like face is more carved than people might expect. It might make it look a little more intelligent, which could be a bad thing, could be a good thing. Let me see. I kind of like, you know when you carve into a pumpkin, like the fleshy bits are there, so what if like the teeth are like that. I don't know if that's gonna look cool. It might. Yeah. Not sure about humans being the pinnacle, to be honest. Well, no, we're the pinnacle, right? We're now the apex hunters. So when I say that, you know, only the third stage POTEMPO have the ability to be humanoid, it's because if we are the apex, then it kind of makes sense that they've evolved to be like us. And that, to me, is what I mean by pinnacle. Obviously, even if they are cool non-humanoid thirds, they're still equal to humanoid ones, right? I'm not saying one is stronger than the other per se, but the notion of evolution where a humanoid body is considered, you know, peak. Now, that's because of our real world. This is dope. Thank you, thank you. I caught you trying the leg thing and I was going to praise it, but they were gone by the time I finished typing. The Jonkler. If you go the animalistic route, it could have 2 horn stems. It's true. I want this one to be more humanoid, though, because it is going to lean into... you know, it is going to lean into... something about this looks cool and creepy. Let me see how I can get the teeth to look. Humanoid body, exactly. That's more what it is when I say pinnacle. It means sentience. And doesn't mean that they're stronger than other POTEMPO in their third stage. That's not. Yeah, it would be really boring if I made every third form like humanoid. But, you know, think about it like, even in Digimon, War Greymon is humanoid. And to me, looks stronger than, say, Metal Garurumon, which is its equivalent. It doesn't mean it looks cool or not. That preference belongs to the fans, right, to decide which one looks cooler. But I'm going to look at, you know, War Greymon, and, like, off rip in my mind, I'm going to presume it's stronger just because it's more humanoid, you know? Doesn't mean it is, doesn't mean it isn't. But I'm saying by establishing a structure where the POTEMPO that do have, you know, those characteristics, they'll be seen as stronger, you know? Oh, hold on. Here's something. There's something happening, chat. I'm getting back on the road. I took a detour. I kind of like the stem kind of almost feeling like a single horn without it feeling too animalistic. I used to draw so late into the night just trying to find optimal shape and form for designs, and this is what it reminds me, except I didn't have an audience back then. I'd just be working late into the night by myself. Okay, getting closer. Again, I don't want to do close on my POTEMPO, but like, as someone mentioned, something like vines like this to use to reinforce doesn't really feel like close to me. I think it's nice. It's like a good balance, right? It could be no, honestly, wait. Hmm. Something like this is working for me, chat. What do you think? Okay, let's see. The angrier, the better, in my opinion, for this POTEMPO. Changes the vibe. It looks kind of sad and scared. Also, humans have sapience. All animals have sentience. Changes the vibe. Since POTEMPOs have their own personalities and are intelligent, are there some that are deliberately malicious? I would think maybe... I don't, maybe not necessarily malicious. Two stems? No worry. No, I never heard the term sapiens before. It makes sense, but I've never seen anyone use it. Maybe the vine reinforcements make like little coattails? No, like I said, like two humanoid. Being close to, I think, works. When it's a straight karate geese where I'm like, yeah, exactly. Homo sapien from sapiens, not homo sentient. Family wants to play video games together. I'm jealous. Have fun. My family, my parents, there's no way they could game. Not my parents, anyway. My brother does. But take care. Have a good one, Jelly. Enjoy the games. Let me see. It does feel... Let me see something. I'm looking up scarecrows now. Common shapes I'm seeing are like triangles. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I did something like... No, I don't want to maybe add a cross kind of element. That's too... Something is not to my liking, and I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, you know what this reminds me of now? The bell pepper Pokemon. The one they just added. He looks like that to me. You know what I'm talking about, chat? Oh, hold on. This might be an interesting face. And you could still have the pumpkin mouth, the pumpkin seeds. Ooh, wait, I like this shape. Hold on, I'm getting close. Feeling this one. The shape looks about right. Shape was what was throwing me off, I think, before. Oh, you know what I could do? Then from here, I add these. Yeah, okay, that helps it make it look like a pump. What if... Wait, what if it walks on its hands? And its legs don't even touch the ground? Because it's not like a true human, it can't walk on its legs yet. Which is why it becomes a horse to walk to get stability. Holy shit, that looks sick. That's pretty cool. Oh, wait a second. Then, from there, let me make the mouth more like that. And then here, triangle. I'm gonna have, yeah, there we go. I want it to have a more nicer shape like that. Trying to get the, ooh, wait, maybe. Maybe something like that, because then it adds a little bit of movement alongside. Something like this might be. Okay, pinprick pupil. Although let me see. I like it, although I think the lower jaw is a little off. It might be too creepy, but it'd be cool if the bottom wall was dropping like it's bottom of a rotom. Yeah, that was what I was trying to do originally. Love this idea. Thank you, Avery. Living scarecrows would be so cool. Absolutely. Not sure if you're interested, but I like giving my creatures characters an arc change when evolving. Yeah, I mean, I think that's valid for a lot of evolutions. I think that does add a lot of depth. So I don't think it's super necessary for this one, because it's a scarecrow. It's not quite like, I kind of want it to be less, what's the word? It's not super capable, you know, so it's only until its third evolution in like a next game or something, or if I add it in this game, where like you notice like a true shift where it's like super mean or scary, or you know. You know what? I wonder if I should just... maybe make it just a stumpy one, so that way the eye trails can be more of the vibe, you know? Hear me out. What if no eyes? No eyes kind of like it. Or maybe eyes within the mouth, or maybe the stem, and now its legs are the coattails. Eyes on the stem. Something else. Bonnie hates eyes jokes. The nose could be the eye. Carnivine, this guy should have it. Oh, it does have Carnivine vibes, doesn't it? Yeah. Divine hands. My brain still can't see this thing as a sapient creature, more like a clicker zombie. Yeah, it's supposed to be like, it's a scarecrow. It's not, it's humanoid, just like a scarecrow is like humanoid, but it's just, you know, in a field mimicking a human, right? So that's kind of how I picture this guy as well, is the vibe for sure. You know what? Maybe I don't want to give him a nose. Maybe it's just like that. What is he saying? Let's do... Alright, I think I'm going to stop this design here. This feels like a good stopping point. I also haven't properly stretched in like 2 hours. Stem almost looks like a top hat, I guess so. Maybe the sticks of a scarecrow would be mounted on like bones, a skeleton animated by magic or spirit. The sticks a scarecrow would be mounted on like bones? As of right now, I do have sticks for its legs. That's about the extent. Ooh, what if it looked like... No, I was gonna insinuate like he's a hangman, but that's maybe a little too grotesque. Not grotesque, but macabre. Holding onto its human partner like a sloth. Oh, so cute. Sick Bonnie. I'm not sick. It'd be funny if it had no eyes and the green smoke from its large nostrils. Is the Green Goblin, are you here? Catch this POTEMPO? Is the Green Goblin, are you here? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna take a little break because I've been drawing for like 2 hours straight, which is funny because it's just these guys right here and they're not like anything too crazy. Again, when I come around, I think I'm gonna like really push on the shape of the pumpkin. Yeah, we'll keep it simple there. What if you gave it mantis legs? No, it walks on its arms. I'll just keep it like that for now. What if it didn't even need legs? What if it's just like a hay bale? And it's like trying to be human. That would also be kind of insane looking. Oh, what if... Hold on, I'm just gonna try something. Superman pose. Love the colors, thank you. Dex, the POTEMPO wanders wheat fields loosely mimicking human movement. It's used to protect these fields by sage farmers that will rapidly attack birds and other pests of the crop. I can't wait to sit down and really write down my POTEMPO Dex? Do I even want to use Dex? What's another word, chat, that I could use? You didn't even need to get things, you can just give it a tail? What does that mean exactly? Aren't mantis less just bug legs? Are you talking about its arms? I guess it wouldn't... I mean, it's not a bad idea to give him legs. That he's trying to be human is the vibe, right? Oh, maybe it's that. Like, you can kind of see... Maybe you can still have like a small stalk. I think that's probably what I want to do. And it could have the same flowy movement as its first form. And yeah, it could still have like the stick legs here. In that case, I think I would need to make its arms even longer. That way I can really sell... let me space out the thorns on the vine a little better. I'll do one here. Maybe I can do one here, one there, and then one at the bottom. And that way the second leg can kind of like peer out right here. That's pretty damn cool. Let's see. Tome, POTEMPO logs, Potentiary. We crucifying the Scarecrow now? I decided against it. Maybe only the upper leg. It can't manage lower legs. Like how the arms have thorns. For me, it's overgrown by nature. Yeah, I mean, it's more... It's not like... since POTEMPO are like spirits, right? I'm going to take a quick break. I'll chat with you guys. You guys can give me feedback and thoughts on the design. The first passes are now complete. I'm always designing these things as if they're like loosely interpreting, you know, mythology and concepts that we know, and in game maybe there's a reason why, whether or not some cases they mimic it well or mimic it not. Because they're spirits, it doesn't have to work like true, you know, nature and biology and evolution. Whether or not it's overgrown or not, it just simply looks good that it's overgrown because, you know, pumpkins and whatnot we see in fields with, you know, vines and foliage, and the spikes just make it look scarier or more impactful, you know? Paton, Pachive, Pomenac, Pompendium, Popendium, the Tome of POTEMPO. Yeah, I don't know if I need a pun. Maybe it is Dex. Do most tamer games have, like, do they call it like a Dex? I mean, Dex is of course short for index, so I could say the POTEMPO index, which is long for no reason. Looking at this, very cute, simple line, you know? Feels like a fun two-stage. It really does make it feel right to just have it a two-stage for now. The Dillahat element really does fit, but like, this feels like a nice one to just stop at 2 for now. I guess in the meantime, I'm letting the wrist, the temp script. Already said this, but Scarecrow looks so epic. Hell yeah, thank you. I'm going to, let's see, POTEMPO folder. What am I looking for? Oh yeah, so I'll go to my scrapped. And I'm gonna bring in this guy, my abominable snowman. I'm gonna make it less of a... Oh, how are we gonna make the Yeti work? Because the Yeti is a humanoid. So if I want it to be a second stage... Could I make the Yeti... I could make the Yeti a cool, like, snow yak. And just not make it... Well, the idea is... Well, Abominable Snowman is this first one. I like how these could be, like, seasonal variants, right? Not seasonal variants, but this is, like, a very Halloween, fall... And then the Abominable Snowman's a very Christmas holiday one. Scarecrow is my partner, Tempo. Could the top jaw spin individual from the lower? Probably. I mean, I'm sure it's just like rah, 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 when it laughs or something. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Could there be a world? How would I make it? Like, low-key, it kind of works that way, right? I feel like an Abominable Snowman and Scarecrow feels like it's a nice counterpart to each other, which I didn't even consider until right now. So maybe there can be an older variety made of turnip, like how those were once used in real life. How do you mean exactly? There can be an older variety made of turnip? The Abominable Snowman could take some inspo from the Wampa from Star Wars. I could see that, but I think that's a little too specific and, like, not iconic to any real-world mythology. It wouldn't really fall in line. It would fall in line with pop culture, but, you know, the Wampa doesn't carry a torch to, say, Cthulhu or Kong or Godzilla, right? Seasons. You can make the eyes false teeth like a mammal looking up with its mouth, the dark part of its nose. You mean for the Yeti? Oh, it could evolve into Krampus instead of... See, the thing is, though, and whether or not this is unfair, I don't want to get too much into Christianity-based kind of mythos, because it's a very... it's very real, like, it's a very alive culture and religion, right? Whereas many of these mythos are, like, you know, no longer regarded as, like, fact, but more story, right? Of the other ones, respectfully, right? I'm not saying everyone believes that the case, but that's why even my many Hindu, you know, mythology stuff, I have to be very careful with how I do it. I do like the Krampus. That would be a fun one, because I don't really have, like, a goat kind of thingy. What about animals? Yeah, well, you know, in the Himalayas, you know, the Yeti is described to be based off of, like, a bear or a yak. So it could evolve into a yak, like a four-legged yak. Maybe it looks like a human from the front, kind of like what Oni was saying, false tease or something. Yeah, exactly. It's a live religion. So that's why I'm like, with Krampus, it feels it, you know, also with Krampus and, like, Santa Claus is extremely commercialized. In his own way, he is very mythological now, right? And doesn't feel as religious as, say, Christ himself, right? Polar bears are OP indeed. They're massive. It's insane. So, are there any other... You know what? Solid snow looks almost like sheep's wool. Yeah, right, for a yak. Was the mini mountain intentional? Absolutely, because this was another direction for... Because, again, the yak connection, right? So making a small yak that would become like an upright Yeti, but I gotta follow my two-stage rule. The Santa mythos, exactly. That's the Hallmark mythos. So what other, you know what other not Christmas, but like seasonal or maybe snow-based mythos are there? The Yule mythology, the sheep squatch for the Yeti. It's not as known, right? Agree, when doing designs you need to be respectful, of course. Like, African deities aren't allowed to be depicted, exactly. Yeah, so when I kept looking up Anansi, for example, I kind of wanted to make, if I were going to make it, I want it to be a second stage line. Some of the research I saw depicted Anansi as like a folklore hero. In other readings, it mentioned he was like a god. So I'm like, I don't really know what to do there. And so the best case is not to incorporate something just to make sure you don't step on anybody's toes, you know? But yeah, maybe while I'm letting my hands rest, as I... Oh, there we go, wow. That shape looks nice. Oh yeah, Jack Frost! People have stories about Snow even within families. To me, it looks like everything is wearing a fluffy hat. Jack Frost is a good one. Yule Cat and Yule Children. I don't know Yule Cat, but Jack Frost seems like a good one. Jack Frost, instead of doing a Yeti, then I could do for another one, I could do like a yak that becomes... So, let's see. Jack Frost is personification of frost, ice, snow, sleet, winter, and freezing cold. He's a variant of Old Man Winter. Sprite-like character, sometimes appearing as a sinister mischief. This is perfect, chat. So instead of the Yeti, I'm gonna put the Yeti aside because the Yeti feels like it could be a 3-stage in a future region. Which could be nice, right? I have Bigfoot in this one. And then I can have, you know. Okay, that's good, that's good. Jack, Mr. Subjectively, my homie. Frosted windows look like doilies. It's true. Bisnickel? What is Bisnickel? The basket ogress. A child-eating giant woman that resembles a mammoth? It's Native American? Wait, that sounds sick. Child-eating giant woman that resembles a mammoth. And that would allow me to... I mean, that might allow me to use the yak. Yeti side gets sided again. I know, poor Yeti. I can't imagine Jack looking like a POTEMPO version of the Ice Titan from the Hercules movie. That would be, I think, way too strong. I think the Ice Titan... I already have an Ice Titan. I'm thinking more like the more popular Jack Frost from the movie. But without looking as, you know, like human. Like, I like what they're saying over here, that it's basically the personification of frost and ice, that he depicted like a sprite. So it's traditionally said to leave the frosty fern-like patterns on windows on cold mornings. So something more delicate of a design could be nice, since I already have a frost giant, right? Sometimes depicted with a paintbrush and bucket. Oh. Norse winter customs or Anglo-Saxon. Pakasukko is from the Finnish. Oh yeah, Jack Frost is in Shin Megami Tensei. We see him as a freaking snowman. Alright, I think this is gonna be a fun one. This is gonna be a fun challenge. I like the Mammoth Ogress, me too. But I think I already have enough badass, crazy looking creatures. I gotta balance this out. Let's do Jack Frost and see if I can find any depictions. Ooh. What if I did... Maybe I do a Jack Frost character design where maybe it's got a cape like the Aurora Borealis. And since he's a sprite, he doesn't have to be super humanoid. Right? Ooh. Halloween, Christmas in one stream. Yeah, right? That's how it works. Let me do this. Okay, so I like the idea of... Oh, okay, so a lot of sprites have long noses. I can maybe give him like a long nose, like a carrot nose. And then I think I'll give him like kind of like a hoodie type of thing, but it's more like a cape. capes feel like it's okay to use for clothes before you guys say, but Bon, you said no capes. Well, capes are very fantasy feeling kind of clothes. I feel like it's okay. The Nightmare Before Christmas dream. I like the Aurora, but yeah, me too. It's Inuit. Forgive me, Talik, the ogre lady. Got you. So I'll mark it down actually. But so then the ogre lady, she's not an ogre. She's actually a mammoth. Talik. Also, Jack Frost, a horror movie. Black Frost supremacy. So what is Black Frost? And if Jack Frost doesn't work, I'll try out maybe... So what is the Yule Lads? I see or the Yule Lads, but I like also the mammoth concept, because I already have one elephant. It could be nice to shove the elephant for a second region, potentially. Yeah, Cape could also show... Exactly. And then I could just make him... How do you depict a fairy? Like the, yeah, exactly. I guess I'm having trouble trying to... How do people know he's Jack Frost without... Well, you know what? He could still be... You know what? Yeah, I can use... Don't forget, Jack Frost is also kind of seen as a snowman, so he could still be made of, like... Maybe... 2 larger snowballs, you know? Oh, let me zoom. I could give him a carrot nose. I mean, maybe it's on the nose. But, you know, it might be nice. Because, you know, if I'm leaning one into Halloween, I might as well lean the other into Christmas, right? And again, Christmas doesn't feel as... What's the word? As religious as it once was, right? Now it's very much... Do I want to straight up give him a carrot nose? Is that like too much? This, yeah, absolutely. Frostings with a touch for sure. Bad pun. Bond, do you consider Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween or a Christmas movie? Such a good question. I don't know. I really... in my heart, I'm gonna say Halloween, but I see the case, you know. Jack-o'-lantern and Jack Frost. Oh shit, you're right, Dr. Crowbar. Ice Crystal Nose, duh. Andy, duh. How foolish I was. How foolish I was to not see that right in front of me, huh? I'm gonna give you a big nose. So the abominable snowman evolving into Jack Frost. Not bad. Except he's a very cute abominable snowman. Icicle nose. I like the cape floats like the Aurora. Exactly what I'm trying to go for. Yule Lads is from Icelandic folktales. They break into homes during the holidays, one for each of the 13 days of Christmas. They don't do lick your spoons, annoy your sheep. Bastards. These guys seem like counterparts. Exactly. Which is going to be nice. And you know what? I bet you I could make this line evolve, say, into the Dullahan in the next game, and then this guy could get a third form. It could be anything. It might be the Abominable Snowman after this. Like, Abominable Snowman into Jack Frost into Yeti. And then Dullahan for the second one. Now for the eyes... I could give him like a very jack-o'-lantern face just to like give it a connection to... Oh man, this is such a fun concept. You know, so they feel even more connected. I wonder if he even needs the cape, actually. I was gonna have him like flying or something, but maybe not. Let's... Because remember, wasn't there like an old Jack Frost movie where he was like a snowman? Oh, you know what? I could still give him a cloak regardless. Just to give him some shape. And you know what? Naturally, I think he's gonna have to have... Okay, actually, so let me do... I'm gonna give him... I'm gonna adjust his design. So he's gonna be made of 1.5... Ooh, wait a second, I kind of like this. Simplify it, right? And then you have like these little ice crystals here just to break up, right? I'm gonna just have the arms open like that. Isn't it funny how this worked out? It is sad though, I will say. I don't know why I'm sad for a concept. The Yeti got shelved twice. Bro thought it was his time to shine. Said he got melted away. But, in the words of Don Cheadle in Iron Man 1, maybe next time. Right? Right, chat? Right, chat? You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. So they have the... Yeah, duh. That's better. Let's see. These guys seem like counterparts. Exactly what I'm trying to go for. Keeping the body's color simple could free up the cape to be busy with rainbows. Absolutely right, Avery. Well said. Maybe the cape isn't actually real. It's more ghostly. That's a good point, too. I kind of see that right now with the way it's described. Make the ice look carved. People build houses out of it. Oh, wait! I know exactly what to do. So, oh my god, that... I love how everything kind of like comes back some way or another. Look at this guy right here. I could save my Yeti to be more like an igloo pact, like this guy. So maybe... It would be cool to make the Yeti more... Dang, now I kind of want to add the Yeti to this game. But then the Dullahan would need the... I'll save this guy for the next game. I gotta be patient. Winter's usually death, so fair. Nose makes me think it's going to be a narwhal. Hell yeah, or narwhal. Frost could look like fancy detailing. Yeah, lace and stuff, absolutely. Orange. Ice can look like rainbows when you shed a lid through it. That's crazy. Okay, so, alright, we made the abominable snowman. I don't know if I need to give him the mountaintop, because actually maybe I could still give him the mountaintop, because he's going to become mountain shaped as the Yeti in the future. Let me look up Aurora Borealis. The only thing is, the Aurora Borealis doesn't really have a through line with the Yeti. But you know what, either way, it's still Jack Frost. It's not the worst. Maybe the colors of... Let me see. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna do like a navy blue like this, like a very dark. And then... I do like the jack-o'-lantern face though. This feels the most directly evolved kind of thing, right? Compared to, I do like, I don't say the randomness, but like the level of diversity in lines, and this one seems pretty similar, like on the nose. You know what I mean? Like it's snowman to another snowman. I don't like how this is coming out. You lads, there's Sheepcoat Clod, Gullygawk, Stubber. Oh my god. Not gonna answer that one. You lads versus the Seven Dwarves, yeah. Let me, you know what? I think also he probably needs to have 3 stacks. And you know what? So when he evolves into, wait, now chat, do you think, looks like Clodo, yeah, exactly. Perhaps a different pose and perhaps, oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. Do you guys feel like this is a little too similar to Jack Frost's persona, who's also a snowman? Kind of looks like an owl with a cape. Yeah, the cape part is cool, I will say. But taller and spindlier? Could be. (1977) horror movie Jack Frost. Was he also a snowman in that movie? Oh, you know what? So what if it was like this kind of cape? And then I do something like, oh, I got all this real estate. It could be like the inside is like black like that. But then again, it's gonna feel like maybe too ethereal than it needs to be. You know? Maybe contrasted with the Scarecrow. Top heavy versus bottom heavy. Smart, Avery. Smart. Since there's Scarecrow, POTEMPO, Jack Frost, I can't help but imagine the other seasonal. Thanksgiving turkey and Easter bunny. Yeah, you'd have to need one for like... That could be a fun one to introduce in the next 2. Right? Like maybe... Again, I guess Thanksgiving is more of a Western one. Well, so is, I guess, Halloween, which is getting worldwide, but it is popular, right? Man. Clearly different designs, but I think people will be pointing out they're both snowmen. Never seen Persona. Such a fun game. I want to get part 3. Ghost of Christmas Past. The abominable snowman becoming the ghost of Christmas Past is such a fun idea. An igloo silhouette? Snowman possessed by a murderer and he's back for revenge. Wait, so does he die in the movie and he has to like possess the snowman? Like how did he die? I gotta hear all of this now. Oh, well he's Jack Frost, so it makes sense for like maybe the cloak gets frozen. Oh, I like that the cloak maybe gets frozen in place. Like it was billowing at one point. But see, I like Jack because Jack Frost is kind of like an older kind of thing where Ghost of Christmas Past, I mean, it's not super new, but it definitely still feels like a Christmas tale versus this is a more general, like, winter spirit, you know? Which I like. I do like Is there something... Okay, because the Yeti is the abominable snowman. Is there another ice thingy that I can make him so he's not necessarily a snowman? Which, again, I don't mind that he is one, because he could be, again, the abominable snowman. Maybe I can give him, like, horns or something, and he's, like, scary and cute, you know? But maybe the first guy could be something else, and then the Yeti is the true abominable snowman, right? How does this dude move? He probably doesn't move a lot. Maybe he just stands still for a long time and he moves and nothing else is there and he's just like hopping. Ghost to the Past is often associated with death and winter. Just came up with the idea for next month's prompt. Let's hear it, Rec. I imagine moving like hop. Exactly right. Frost on windows could herald its arrival. Exactly. Could nod to, you know. Well, let's see. It's 2:35. It's now 9:08, so I've been streaming for a while. I'll close it up soon. But hopefully I can get something to work, because I am liking a lot of what's happening here, right? Yeah, maybe it's like completely frozen in place. Then what's with the fabric? You know? That's the only part that's kind of... What do I do with your other hand? I've already done... maybe he can just have one for now. Maybe he can sprout as many hands as he needs, right? I'm gonna make the head smaller, so there's like a diversity in the 3 circles. Yeah. I'm gonna add some frost over here as well. And then I kind of want to add... Well, that's kind of like Raven. Raven from Teen Titans, so I'm not gonna do that. I want to have a really long nose. There is something really cool about this concept. Curling up versus the Scarecrow's curling down. Why would we need Thanksgiving? We have Halloween for autumn. Jack Frost is going to get your nose. That's why his nose is so long, because he's taken everybody's nose. Truck carrying serial killer Jack Frost, whose execution is involved in a freak accident with a truck carrying genetic material. What? Maybe it's looking like a mountain still. That's true. Curling up, the Scarecrow's curling down. One hand clutching the cape and the other is outstretched. Focus the other hand. Draw claw cape. Glacier Mountain. The tentative name is Somnala, the sleepwalking Pokemon. It's a normal fighting type, and now uses the stump. Did I miss another? Somnala stump. Tall and spooky. Oh, Komala. Yeah. Okay, Somnala for insomnia. Insomnia. Maybe it should be Insomnalia. Insomnalia. Sleepwalking, no fighting. Now use itself as a long weapon. 6 could connect this in the Scarecrow too. Also, right? Tree branch nose. I like the crystal nose. What's up, Mod? Welcome in. Seraph Dragonis is in. He looks like he lies a lot. Pinocchio had a nose. Maybe he uses nose like a wand to shake. He can shoot his nose like a harpoon. So when he tries to wake some knowledge, subconsciously attack the individual without ever opening its eyes. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so here we have... Again, it's feeling a little basic. I wonder... It could be shaped like a mountain instead of... Because the Yeti's found on mountain tops. Right? Actually, I kind of I don't even know if I want to show his eyes. Check this out. Let me see. Oh, you know what? It kind of feels like a snow hag too, right? Or like some sort of like... Jack Frost. I could have the hoodie part, like, again, I don't know if I like the hood, gang. No eyes. It's Ice King. Oh yeah, it is Ice King shape. What's the idea behind this guy? Feels like I've missed. Yeah, so this one, I was originally gonna have the abominable snowman becoming a Yeti, but they're like rules to the world. So this is Jack Frost, and at the top, it's a jack-o'-lantern becomes a scarecrow. So it's fun to have like counterparts, and I had no idea they were going to be counterparts. It's just perfect. Turning into an Ice Queen. Oh, you know what? It could be Ice Queen instead of a Yeti. Yeah, Jack Frost into an Ice Queen is cool. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. That would fit. That would fit better, right? I mean, again, it doesn't... I like to have some semblance of like randomness where at least like the frostiness kind of thing connects all of them. Ooh, it could be Ice Queen wants order and the Yeti wants chaos. And maybe I could split it. Then I could have the Nuclevi and the Headless Horseman be two separate things. Or I can maybe... Okay, things opening. Oh yeah, incoming Frozen jokes. That's your... Oh, or the Yuki Onna. It could also be the Yuki Onna. Somnala comes from somnambulism, which is the scientific name for seeing. Oh, okay. Other names are Fast Attack, Fasalant, Comangle. Comangle is so good. Bombala coming from Bombard. Like how ladies would make lots of lace clothes to survive the winter. Yeah. Let it go. Yeah, Mod Seraph loves Frozen, and he loves that song so much. Like, he even wanted to walk down his wedding to Let It Go, and I'm like, are you sure? Like this... I mean, you know, it's your wedding if you want to do it. I gotta go. Why? Why do you want to leave? So this feels very Pokemon-like, I'm not gonna lie, compared to like the usual stuff I've made. So Abominable Snowman into Jack Frost. What do you guys think of this design? Do you think it's too simple? I find it appealing that it's simple, but it also feels like it is missing something, you know? Maybe he needs his second hand. Oh, but see, this is the darker eye pose. If I have his hand come out like this. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's okay, we'll let you go. Seraph, you can go if you don't want to hear me sing the song. Tangled Branches is hair. A little simple. I had to sing Let It Go in my head middle school choir. This was just after the movie came out. What's the difference between Yeti and Abominable Snowman? Yeah, it's the same thing, but you know, I'm making it cute. One is going to be cute, and then the Yeti will be like a monster. Needs very clear direction, personality, but you look at it and immediately know what it's about. Very true, Avery. It is missing that. It needs just a little bit more of oomph. I do, you know what? Maybe I can add more flow here. And like, again, it's like, there is some nice silhouette action going on here. Like a frozen cape is really cool. And again, I could just see myself straight up having the bottom of this dusted in the same color. Oh, you know what? I could do something like this. Again, I could totally see myself changing the first thing so there's not as much of a connection. Let's see what I could do with the... Unless... Seraph turned away and slammed the door. Is it over? Oh, spider twig legs. When I was thinking I found more of a thinner humanoid ranger look. Me too. Leans the creepy cute dichotomy. Perhaps use the branches more, like there's some branches inside the snow acting like the framework for the POTEMPO. So you see Frozen got nothing on the original actual Ice Queen story. Maybe focus on one or two for readability for sure. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer could be the first one. That's a mythology, and then it becomes a snowman Jack Frost. Don't catch the yellow snowman. Imagine I made the shiny yellow. I'm thinking if I can do something with like maybe like snowflake kind of like emblems on for its design, like maybe it's something like this. Oh, it kind of even looks like the male and female symbol. And it's like you're Jack Frost, but you're gonna become the Snow Queen soon. Kind of cool. Because again, my POTEMPO don't have genders. Genders is silly. It's not silly, it's fine. I'm not trying to start a war, but you know what I mean. Like, they're just POTEMPO. Like, they could be whatever they want. They're not real creatures, they're spirits. You know? Ooh, you know what? Maybe its eyes glow upward like his counterpart. That adds a lot of personality, actually. Bro. Baba Yaga vibes. Hell yeah. Make the shiny yellow, I dare you. Give us that lemonade. Lemonade snowman. Drape ice over or snow like branches like clothes or skin. Imagine Seraph looking out from behind a couch. Yeah, exactly. Repeat the snowflake pattern on the cape. It could be that. Let me hold on. This is feeling too busy because I'm trying to. I like the idea of like. Oh, they said a fern-like pattern on the windows was when he was getting close. Hold on. What if it froze forward his cape? That might look cooler and also hide his hand. Because that hand is really kicking my ass. And then you could still give it the round shape here. And it's an infinitely cooler sweeping motion that gives movement. And it's like forever kind of stuck in place like this. This POTEMPO would be sign of summer in the south of the world. Flare out the lower snowball like a dress. Now can't help but imagine the Icy Queen is tiny and controlling a huge Yeti like snowman as protection. That's cute. My lemonade joke got such a versatile reaction. What? Okay, but I need something for sure. It honestly sounds badass. Fern shapes could recall the plants of the Scarecrow. Very nice. What if his arms had on ice freezing that it resembles a blade of some kind? That cloak the eyes so much personality? I think so, right? I think it's getting closer. Moon Man? Oh yeah. Let me... I think now I can give him Rocky... That shape is sick. But I'm trying to see what I could do with the fern stuff. I guess still the only thing I don't like, but you know what, they're spirits. Maybe I gotta stop worrying about it. They can conjure themselves as they are in the world, right? And maybe that's okay. And then to break up all this shape, you know what? I'll just do this. Like, okay, yeah, this is sick, guys. This is sick. Clothes like a cloak is okay. Alright? The reason why? It's fantasy. It feels fantasy. That's kind of fire. I really like this. The man who sold the world. I have not decided on POTEMPO or named. Very nice. Can we see them side by side? Indeed. The man on the... Wait, so why are you guys saying Moon Man and the man on the moon? As in, like, Moon Knight? Getting somewhere now. I like that. Badass Josh Frost. Yeah, I kind of like this. I think... I'm trying to see... What should I do with this guy? He's the Abominable Snowman was the original joke, and then he became the Yeti. So I feel like it's not the right fit. But I mean, he could still be a cute... You know what? I think it's fine. Abominable Snowman. But, yeah, you know what? It's a loose interpretation. Maybe his hand is blue? He uses his nose as an ice pick to climb surfaces. Story about how creators of the moon look like an old man's face. Oh, okay. Because of the silhouette. I gave you saw, but I suggested making him a Christmas elf. Oh, okay, a Christmas elf. Christmas elf. Because, yeah, I don't know if I... Well, to be fair, right? You have a... Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? It was a turnip jack-o'-lantern that becomes a scarecrow. So... Is there something that can become a snowman? I mean, more snow. I mean, snow becomes a snowman. So it's not like it's entirely off. Right? Oh, I see. Moon Man, because the crescent moon. Bringing winter winds? Like, what mythology could I... Should he have legs? Not very threatening if he hops? He doesn't have to be super threatening. In fact, I think it's even more scary if he's standing there in the distance, just watching you. Maybe he just teleports? Like, he's giving me mage, wizard kind of vibes. He could have legs too, like he could still have like a snowman kind of style body. It could merge with the snow it moves over, like it's gliding. Could give Jack Frost a claw gotlands made out of ice frozen on its branch arm, like you could see it out of the corner of your eye. I can see both Jack, Pumpkin, and Frost having split evos. Pumpkin either a headless Knucklebee Chaos or a Wicker Man Order. Oh yeah. And Frost either a Yeti Chaos and Ice Queen Order. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Draco. Something along those lines. You turn around, it's closer than it was before. Yeah, standing there menacingly. Exactly. It could be creepy. Anyway, now I gotta take it. Yep, no worries. Take care. Gauntlets. Gotcha. I wonder why autocorrect made it Gotlands. You know what? So I think I'm gonna start calling it. I've been on for nearly 3 hours. It's 2 hours 59 minutes. Dead Tree Snowman. Yeah, that's true too. But I don't want to make Jack Frost like this terrifying. Like, he's definitely scary here, but like I don't want to lean too horror. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. I did not expect to make it Jack Frost, right? I think Claw Gauntlets definitely belong to the Yeti in my mind. Or Gotlands. Claw Gotlands. So, okay, as of right now, I'll keep the Yeti the abominable snowman. How do I maybe, you know what? No, it can still be the abominable snowman because it's kind of cool. The idea of a snowman is you keep stacking. So maybe I'll just do a thing where it's got like, oh, here we go. Abominable snowman. You know what? I'm just gonna make him cute. He looks like a snowman. He's got like little teeth now. Right? Hold on, let me... Oh, and it looks like he's wearing a little hoodie. And he's still a cutie pie. And he thinks he's like a creepy, scary man, but in reality, he'll only become the Yeti at the end of his journey. Yeah, the teeth do wonders. You know, I could give him the quote-unquote mountain hat. Just to show he's got like rocky underneath, you know? Because it does, not only does it look like a mountain where the Yetis will live, but it kind of looks like a hat which a snowman would have. But it doesn't explicitly look like a top hat or something, right? Looks like a parka, a little snow jacket. Might need a flip check. 100%. I haven't done flip checks in a while, huh? I say dead trees, Italian nature and plants. He may use the cape as legs, just plop, plop, plop across the ground. Maybe. Mountain like the point of Cloak's hood. Yeah, kind of, right? There's like a nice connection there. All right, there we go. Look, I'm making the abominable snowman work and treating it as a separate entity. So I can take a literal abominable snowman, add a third stack for the head, Jack Frost, and then I can make the Yeti an actual mountain of snow. Oh yeah, we have to do size chart too. All right, let's do a little flip ski. Honestly, the Jack Frost looks pretty good. This guy does not look good flipped. The top guys look okay. I gotta say, the turnip, as simple as he is, came out really freaking good. And size will also dictate how they look, right? Like details, right? Like how big this turnip is might dictate how big the face might be, correct? So for example, I could see it being a smaller face if it's a more massive turnip, you know? Yeah, because I look at it, it looks a little too large. Alright, I like being able to set up POTEMPO that will have evolutions as well. Alright, so here were the sketches. Oh! I'm gonna put you here. Maybe tomorrow I can work on the Karkadon, which will be my rhino guy right here. So, if there were Pokemon, these guys would be like a ghost type. And there's still room in the future of POTEMPO where I drop domains and go with regular types to add kind of like oomph to the designs. But, you know, that's still ways away to figure out, huh? Holy crap, I'm really developing out of decks, huh? Alright, let's do a size chart, and I'm gonna call it for the night. Maybe he's living in like a snow pond. I love the turnip. The colors are just... Yeah, the colors are so good on that one. The point of the turnip echoes the pointy mountain hat. Maybe types and domains. 1 domain per tempo with 2 types max. See, but the thing is, then you also have chaos and order as like a major focal point. So it becomes too many things. Although you could argue with Pokemon, there's like... you know... Great, like you have natures, IVs, EVs, this, that, the other. But actually, no, it wouldn't really work out because, like, for example, Runic is elemental. So if I say Runic and then gave it like fire and ice type, it wouldn't make sense because Runic already kind of means elementally charged, right? Alright, let me make these sizes and I'll call it. Alright, so for the Scarecrow, you know what? I've got to remember that these are going to be second stage forms. So, I kind of want him to be kind of a chunky boy. So maybe that. And then this guy, he should be just a little bigger. I think something like that feels right. Because he's going to need to be bigger when he evolves at some point. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. And you know, the player character will be shorter than a 6-foot man, right? Alright, this one... I think Jack Frost can be just a bit taller than him. Something like that feels good. And then conversely, yeah, you'll be around the same height. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. And then the Yeti would be big and the ice cream too. Which means, you know what, knowing that I can hold off on some evolutions will allow me to fill the decks, because the second game, if that ever was a thing again, I want to like talk so matter-of-factly. I wouldn't need to do 150 designs, I'd probably do something like 100. And then a lot of them could be returning designs, which would give me a lot of room to play with, you know? Oh, I did say chimeras, right? I did say that, nice, you remember. Alright, so let me save this here. And then chimera. You guys know I like larger size Pokemon and POTEMPO, so you'd stab you in the eye perfectly, exactly. Be careful when you're hugging your Jack Frost. The small Frost more puntable? Hell no, he's baby. Actually, if you punted him, he could probably just... Actually, he's probably made of... like, mountains. Right? Like, not mountains, like rock. So it would actually really hurt. And any snow he loses, he could probably, you know, make it cold enough to have it be grown again. No, I'm gonna make this guy big. I gotta redesign this line. I gotta really redesign this line. This seems right. That might be too big, but I like this for now. Yeah, I definitely need to redraw this line. Because this is early on trying to figure out, you know, what I wanted to make it look like, you know? Like, figure out the look feel. Chimera. Okay. There you go. And you know, even... The thing is with all my designs, whatever doesn't work, it's stuff that I'm going to realize that I can fix down the line, right? I just designed this stuff on stream, you know? It's hard to really gauge until you step away and reset, right? And if it's being sweeped, it would be cool where it's conforming to the shape of his body. That would make more sense. And which creates a really fun shape. Perfect sizes, the sneak needs the turn. Yes, he does, he does. I'll have to do that again on another day where I do a 2-stage line, which I think I'm gonna do more 2-stage lines on stream. So I can, you know, catch up on updating various things. Feels about the right way to go about it, you know? All right, cool. Chat is now 10 minutes past 3 hours in. I hope you had a fun time with me. I appreciate you being here. Today was a very fun one. Got, I guess, 3 designs down. The Abominable Snowman got a little bit of a facelift, which I think is nice and cute. And then, yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't expect the turnip direction, and even my Scarecrow feels fun and different, and I think for sure could get some fun buffs in its next pass for sure. But guys, it's been great. Hope you have a wonderful night. Make sure you leave a like on your way out. I'll see you tomorrow with another stream. It'll be some more designs. Take care, everyone. And again, if you're part of the Discord and you want to join the art prompt, you only have a day left. Tomorrow is the last day to turn in anything. So good luck to you if you're trying to race and hit the deadline. I'll catch you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. This has been Bonny John, aka Professor Bodhi, aka David Boy, signing